What if I told you the biggest rebellion in history, like never even happened?
Okay.
We're talking Lucifer, right?
Right.
God's favorite, the one with all the angelic frequent flyer miles.
Right, the whole falling from grace thing.
Exactly. But today, we're flipping the script. We're diving into a world where Lucifer says, you know what, I'm good. Stays loyal, no war in heaven, no demons doing donuts in the parking lot.
So what, Heaven 2.0?
Yeah.
Extra harps and halos.
Basically. We're talking articles, theological debates, even a sci-fi novel that tackles this what if. Lucifer, still in heaven, but instead of leading the rebellion, he's running the whole goodness and light operation right alongside Michael.
Okay, I'm intrigued. But let's get real for a sec. This changes everything, right? We're not just talking about some angelic power struggle here. If Lucifer stays loyal, that's a cosmic reset button we're hitting.
Hit me with it. What are we talking? No more bad hair days.
Think bigger. No original sin. No fall from grace. Adam and Eve are still hanging out in the Garden of Eden, but instead of, apple-related incidents, they're having brunch with angels, probably debating string theory or something.
Hold up, brunch with angels. Now, this is an alternate reality I can get behind, but seriously, if Lucifer's not the bad guy anymore, what about the Garden of Eden story? Does that even happen?
Nah, the serpent's probably just trying to blend in, maybe working on his tan. No temptation, no fall, just paradise, pure and simple.
Which, you gotta admit, makes you wonder. Is true happiness even possible without free will? Even if it means the possibility of, picking the wrong salad dressing?
Deep thoughts for a Tuesday.
Right. But okay, we were talking about Lucifer as this amazing strategist. So he's using his powers for good now, right? What does that mean for the other pantheons, the Zeuses, the Odins of the world?
Imagine heaven's playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. With Lucifer keeping things harmonious up there, the other gods, they fall in line. Some team up, some basically say, all right, you win. No more divine cage matches.
So instead of Ragnarok, we've got... What, a potluck?
Pretty much treaties, alliances, maybe even some interdimensional cultural exchanges. It's a whole new world order, divinely inspired and, dare I say, peaceful.
This is wild. Okay, so no more divine throwdowns. Instead, we've got Lucifer basically shaping human civilization, whispering wisdom into the ears of, Da Vinci and Marie Curie.
Think of it like this. The most enlightened periods of human history. Crank it up to 11. Art, science, spirituality, all intertwined in ways we can barely comprehend. This is utopia, but the deluxe package. And the best part, no need for hell, no fire and brimstone, just pure progress. Although...
You're starting to sound a little ominous here. Every paradise has to have its fine print, right? This whole perfect order thing. It's kind of like, have you ever eaten a whole pint of ice cream in one sitting?
Who hasn't, am I right?
Okay, true. At first it's amazing, right? But then... you feel kind of sick and you realize you haven't really tasted anything. That's kind of like this alternate reality. Humanity's never had a bad day, never faced a real dilemma. It's all just perfect.
Exactly. Makes you wonder, what's the point of growth if you never have to, actually grow?
We're hardwired for the struggle, the uncertainty, even with all the bad choices, the wrong turns. That's what makes life interesting. These mortals, they're living in this bubble of perpetual innocence. But are they really living?
It's like, can you really appreciate the good times if you've never had a bad time to compare it to?
Yeah. And speaking of appreciating things, this whole situation has got me thinking about Lucifer. He's not, evil in this reality, but he's also not dumb. He's got to see what's happening here, right?
And this is where Lucifer's story takes a really fascinating turn. This is the angel of knowledge we're talking about, the one who thrives on understanding. He helped build this perfect order, but now he's seeing it for what it is, a gilded cage.
He's not going to just sit there and polish his halo while everyone else is basically living in a cosmic playpen.
Exactly. And the more he observes, the more those cracks in paradise start to show. The mortals, restless and unfulfilled. The other gods, well, let's just say you can't keep a good lightning bolt down forever.
Okay, now that's an image. Zeus, stuck in a perfect universe. This can't end well.
It's not just Zeus, though. That tension, that inherent need for freedom, it's bubbling beneath the surface everywhere. Even in paradise. Old habits die hard.
So it's not so much a rebellion brewing as a cosmic identity crisis. Everyone's wondering, is this really all there is? All right, so we've got this pressure cooker of perfect, right? Mortals who don't even know what imperfect means, a conflicted Lucifer and Zeus. Well, Zeus probably brought his own lightning just in case. So what gives?
You'd think we're headed for some epic showdown, good versus evil, round 2, right? But here's the thing about this what if. It's way more about the quiet moments, the internal struggles, than any big explosions.
Okay, I'm listening. What happens? Does Lucifer, start a celestial support group?
Not exactly. Remember, This is Lucifer. He doesn't just rebel against the system. He questions the entire game. So he goes straight to the top, lays it all out for God. The doubts, the simmering discontent, basically says, look, you created this amazing universe, but everyone's kind of stuck on pause.
Wow, going straight to the big boss. Bold move, even for Lucifer. What does God say to that?
You know, it's interesting. In all the versions of this scenario that I came across, God doesn't get angry or defensive. Yeah, it's more like understanding even a little bit of sadness. Like he knew what he was getting into when he created free will in the first place, but maybe he hoped things would play out differently this time.
But they never do they? Free will is kind of like that friend who always crashes the party but always livens things up. So what happens next?
God does something incredibly profound. He listens. He acknowledges that maybe, just maybe, a universe built on perfect is missing something. And with that, he gives mortals and gods alike the gift and the burden of true free will.
No more cosmic guardrail. So does everything just go like instantly haywire?
Not exactly instant. Think of it like this. You hand a kid a box of crayons for the first time. They might not know what to do at first, but pretty soon.
You've got a masterpiece on the fridge or, on the walls.
Exactly. Humanity starts making choices. They build cities, they have families, they start wars, they write poetry. It's messy, it's complicated, and it's beautiful.
Sounds kind of familiar, actually. And the other gods, what are they up to while humanity is figuring out how to adult?
Well, let's just say Zeus is having a field day.
Yeah.
But even with a little more freedom, there are still some growing pains. Some gods try to use their powers for good, to guide humanity, to maintain some kind of balance. Others, not so much.
So, like always, it's a mixed bag. What about Lucifer, though? The angel who kinda, sorta started all this? What's his role in this new free will-fueled world?
Lucifer becomes an observer. Not a ruler, not a rebel. He's there, watching, learning, maybe even regretting a little. But ultimately, he understands that this is the price of true existence. The freedom to choose also means the freedom to screw things up.
Wow. So, in this reality, Lucifer's story isn't about good versus evil. It's about the responsibility that comes with knowledge. And I gotta say, it's making me look at free will in a whole new light.
That's the beauty of a good what if, isn't it? It makes you question everything you thought you knew. If you were in Lucifer's shoes, would you have spoken up? Or would you have chosen the comfort of a perfect, unchanging universe?
Those are some seriously deep thoughts for a Thursday afternoon. A huge thanks to our expert for guiding us through this incredible alternate reality. And to all of you listening, keep asking those big questions. The what ifs are endless. Until next time, keep exploring.